But I don't want no tea. It gives me a headache.
Oh, what shall we have then?
Coffee.
Hello everyone. Hey, today started out to be a really good day. Woke up, saw my daughter off to school at 5:30 in the morning, stayed up because I wanted to go for a walk around the neighborhood, and I was in a real good mood. You remember that movie Song of the South that Disney put out that they never brought out on video and never brought out on DVD? And I think only the older people will recognize what that movie is. But there's a song in there called Zippity Doo Dah, and Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity Yay, my oh my, what a wonderful day. So I'm starting out at 7 a.m. going for my walk, and man, I'm thinking I'm going to airbrush today, man. This is going to be great. I'm going to spray this new primer on, and I'm going to have a great day. And I'm walking, got back home, took a shower, got ready, and I'm out there about, my friend VIIC calls me, my brother-in-law John calls me, and I'm getting ready to, it's about 11 o'clock, and I'm getting ready to go out there and paint. And I get everything ready, go out there, and everything seemed to go wrong. It was my fault. First things first, the primer in the sub width, this is Model Air. It's supposed to be already thinned. Well, this must be an old bottle because it glopped out. And I'm sitting there like a dumbass. I'm sitting there going, oh, I'm just going to drop it right in the airbrush. Oh, yeah, I'll just drop it right in there. Yeah, see? Ooh. Blop, blop. Oh, man. So I had to get it out of there, thin it out with some, like I do normally with the Vallejo paints. And I thinned it out with windshield wiper fluid and some retarder. And it started spraying okay, then it started sputtering on me, so I had to take it back out, re-thin it. I didn't thin it enough, apparently. I played with the pressure on this, got it going where I wanted it. Just the primer would not stick with the beans at first. And a hot problem is I'm trying to hold this. Well, let me show you. I'm trying to hold my sub by a piece of wire. So let me show you what I had to do. I'm trying to have a good attitude, but anyway, here she is, all primered out. I cannot touch her. Let me come up a little bit, so you can see where the wire is. I could not get the wire through the bottom like I wanted to match the hole, so I create a handle to hold this thing, so I have to hold it by this fragile little thing here. And yeehaw! It's when you're airbrushing with this thing, and you're this thing's flying all over the place. You're like trying to hit every spot. You're like getting in here was, I don't know, really fun. I had to hit it and just get it with the right pressure and just zap it in and let it dry. I have 2 coats on here. It took me 2 hours. This and the little parts. I would let it dry for a little bit. I'd do like this, put a thin coat on, then let it hang outside in the garage, and then do the other parts, then come back to this, put another coat. Actually, probably got about 3 coats of paint on this thing. I even came in one time with the blow dryer, hit it with my blow dryer, and dried some paint on the rear end here because I put a little too much on the rudders back here, and it was just not a drop, but I was like, oh god. And so I had to hit it with the blow dryer real quick, solve that, no problems, no drippage. But here it is. I'll take some pictures of it, show it to you. It's all primered, all one color now. You can't tell the difference between the photo etch and everything like that. You see the rails? I don't know if you can see the rails or not. I'll put some pictures with this, like I said. Let me put this back up. Oh god, it's so delicate. I'm so worried about it falling down, but I have this strapped up here to my fluorescent light so that it just hangs there and dries. Now the next thing I have to show you and I'll put pictures with these also, is here is this little tiny anti-aircraft gun. That's all primered out now too. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll get some close-up pictures of it. Looks a lot better now, all primered out. As a matter of fact, the sub looks really nice too. Primer will show you your mistakes, and so far I'm not seeing any, but I haven't really looked at it. Here's the AA gun. Let me move the light a little closer if it helps. I don't know if it will or not. Here's a little AA gun. See, the nice thing about having primer, not all those little shiny things are shining in the camera now, so you can probably see the detail a little better than you did before when I made them. So here's the periscopes. They're all primered in too, and so that's the primer. Now, I built this. This is a rack that I did for the torpedo. It holds a torpedo. Oh my God! I did this a few days back, 3 or 4 days back. It's insane. It has 10 parts to it, and it's so fragile. It's almost like the anti-aircraft gun. It's all photo etched, and these two are the worst parts in the whole kit. But I've got it done. I've got it bent. I think it'll fit directly on it when I go to put it on. So, whew. The only things I did not paint were the con tower. There is a system up here that has for your rigging. It goes down to the front, and I'm deciding I'm probably going to glue that on, get it on first, and then airbrush it with a primer. Also, too, I have put on this little post here with a hook, and that's for loading the torpedo. It's a thing I have to do for that. So I've got some work to do on this still. The torpedo, I have to mask it off. I think I'm going to leave the center silver and then paint the brass on either ends. So that's got a ways to go. So I still got more airbrushing to do on this, but I've got the primering done. I'm happy about that. The thing I goofed up on, it really pissed me off, was when I was airbrushing really quick, and I had my stand out here. I brought it in here. Had my stand, and I was wondering why I didn't airbrush the best. After halfway or more through, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just spraying. I could only spray it at full throttle, and it was like spraying a wide spray. I couldn't get a finer spray. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Well, what I did was, I don't know if you can see or not. See this little, let me come down a little bit. Okay. See how this goes in? You set this in here gently. It falls right into the groove. See how that fits? Oh, man, that's great for when you're airbrushing, right? Common stand, you get them for real cheap, $10 or $5, wherever. Great to see. What I ended up doing when I was in a rush, I was airbrushing something, I had my binoculars down, or my head magnifiers down, and because that makes you see real close while I'm airbrushing, and I ended up taking this thing, trying to shove it in the hole, and when I did, I came down on top of it right here. Wham! And I bent the needle. Didn't even see it at the time. I went, hey, and I pulled back, and I went like that. Okay. But then when I went to take it apart, when I went to clean it, I'm looking at it with my headgear, and I see it's bent right at the tip. I'm like, son of a... I'm like so mad. So let me show you something I did real quick to fix that. These are things you can do. I have an extra needle in case this happens, but I was lucky enough that I was able to take this apart, put the needle through. Let me show you something I saw on a website. I think it was Fine Scale Modeler website or something like that. I looked at the binoculars on this thing. This is a perfect point. I mean, these things are so accurate. The tip was just bent over just a little bit. I'm like, oh man! So I was able to take my fingernail and just squeeze it up gently, and I got it straight. I'm like, oh, perfect. I saw on this video one time, if you do bend it, or you want it to be straight again, or you say it's got a little corrosion on it, take your fine needle, get your little super fine pads you use for sanding, and this is one for nails and stuff like that. Not that I use it on myself, but I don't clip my nails. Anyway, take the fine side, and just at the angle of the pitch, just of the needle, just drag it on. Don't have to put any weight on it. Just drag it and turn it as you're dragging. And just keep doing that gently. I'll go this way to show you. Just go like that. Try and keep it the angle of the thing and just keep turning it and just drag it. Don't put any big pressure on it. Just let it go by itself. And turn it and turn it. I saw this on an article, and you know what? It worked. I can look through this thing right now and see that my tip is just perfect. Sorry, I'm looking at it myself. I can see it's not bent, and it's perfect. So I bent it back with my fingers, and then I just gently went like that. And that takes also excess paint off if you get too much paint on there and stuff like that. So try that in the future if you ever need to, if you're in an emergency. You can always do that. And let me put my needle back. Needles bend, these fine needles bend so easily, it's not funny. But you know what? That was my mistake, and my bad. Oops. Also, the thing that pissed me off today, you know, I'm sitting there trying to come in the house, and I'm in a rush. I'm walking from the garage because I'm painting out in the backyard, and I end up, I forget what I was holding. I was holding something. Coming in the house, I'm not paying attention, and I stub my foot on the concrete between the brick steps from my garage to my house. Slam my toe right into the brick as hard as I possibly could. I wanted to just scream so loud. I was like, "Gah!" So that didn't help because the paint wasn't working the way I wanted to. I had to redo that 2 or 3 times. Air pressure I had to play with all over the place. My needle's bent. But you know what? I got it done. Alright, so when I get back to you, hopefully I'll have this primered and done. I will have the torpedo done. My next step on the main part of the sub is to paint it the bottom color, which I think is going to be this black gray. No, that's going to be the deck. I forget. I have it somewhere. I forget where it is. But I'll have it painted the bottom whole color. Probably dark gray. I'm not sure. I'll check on that. I'll let you know. But, oh, black gray. Black gray's a good one. That's a good one. Anyway, I'll check it out. I'll see what I want to use. And, I'm just aggravated. But, you know what? After I did all that, put everything away, cleaned my airbrush, and did everything I needed to do, sat down, had some lunch, and I feel better now. Anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. What was I saying? Oh, yes. When I come back, I will have the bottom half, or the bottom waterline painted the dark gray color I want it to be. And then I'll put a clear coat of Tamiya paint on it. And then I'll be able to mask it off and paint the upper hull color. So hopefully when I come back, you'll see that. Alright, folks. Take it easy. I'm feeling better now. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my, what a...